Hey, everybody, welcome back to another virtual field trip with the Alabama Farmers Federation. I'm Mary Wilson, and we are so excited to have you guys with us today. To start off, just like usual, we would love for y'all to comment and let us know where you're watching us from, because that's always so fun to let our farmers know just how far all of their information is reaching, whether it's, different communities in Alabama or other states. Or even we've had people from other countries. We had some folks from Canada watching last week. So that's very cool. So if you would just go ahead in the comments and let us know where you're watching from. Now, today we're going to be talking about a very interesting type of farming because you don't see this in all of the states in the US. It's only in about a handful of states. So today we're talking about US farm raised catfish. And if you have a question about catfish farming at any point during this field trip, you can share it in the comments. We're going to talk a little bit about catfish farming first and then get to your questions toward the end in about 10 or 15 minutes. But now I want to introduce you to our farmers and their whole family. They're absolutely adorable, all these kiddos that you're about to see. So this is Luke and Lana Smelly. Everybody say hi. And their kiddos. And one thing I want to let you guys know too, these guys are excellent farmers. They were our 2019 Outstanding Young Farm Family for the Alabama Farmers Federation last year. And just recently, Luke was named the 2020 Catfish Farmer of the Year for the state of Alabama. So that's fantastic. Congratulations to you guys. And it's time for y'all to take it away.
Thank you, Mary. And good morning, everyone. We welcome you to our family farm. This is our family, all of our kiddos. And we just want to tell you a little bit about where we are. We're in Greensboro, Alabama, which is 45 minutes south of Tuscaloosa and about 45 minutes west of Selma. Now that's important because we're part of the Black Belt region. And the Black Belt region has nutrient dense soil that's wonderful for farming, especially for catfish farming. Some of you kids know about pH balance and say there's pH balance that is more acidic, like your citrus, like your orange, or your alkaline, which is more like milk. And the Black Belt region soil is more alkaline, so that actually helps us out in how we farm. Now I'm going to get behind the camera and Luke is going to explain everything about the farming.
How are y'all doing today? I'm going to show you some of the basic essentials of what you have to be a catfish farmer, some of our basic tools and what we do and what we use them for. All this stuff is wore out and it's just some stuff we had left over the shop we're going to show y'all. Okay, to be a fish farmer, first, your night man's got to have his light, because all night long, from 7 o'clock in the evening to 7 o'clock in the morning, they ride around and check these ponds. During the summer, it warms up and our oxygen dies off, and we have to check these ponds 24/7. And this is his main tool, along with his oxygen meter. He has to go around and check the oxygen all night. And this is the handheld one. And then also we have a solar buoy out in the pond that can tell us the oxygen all day. That helps us as another tool we use. So we have two ways of checking our ponds, and that's one of the most important jobs we do. Also, we have our fishing pole, because we have to catch samples and see if they're on flavor before we send our fish to the plant. We want to make sure they don't have an algae taste or anything else. We want to make sure they're on flavor. And that's one of the things we do for our consumers. This is the CO2 kit. And fish people don't understand. They think you just put fish, but we have to check our water quality. This one's old. We have to make sure we don't have high CO2 or to kill our fish in the night. And then we're going to be adding tractors and treating ponds. This checks our buoys, our oxygen systems, along with all winter long. And now we're having predator birds all the time. And it's one of our biggest challenges we're dealing with is predator birds now. We have this blank gun that shoots blanks into the air, or like a firework, to keep the birds off our ponds. And then during the day, this is our fish feed. It's 32% protein that we get from the Alabama Catfish feed mill. It's the best feed we think we can buy. And that's what we feed them to grow. And I'll show you some examples of some fish. Get our fingerling out, Levi. Fingerling.
Oh.
Fingerling.
What's a fingerling?
A fingerling, this is the size fish that comes when we get them out of the Mississippi. Levi, hold it in your hand, Violet. Watch out just in case that fish flops up. That's the size they come. We get them and we raise them up, get us a smaller cat. Everett's got, that is about a 3/4 to a pound fish. After 45, this is what we'll get them up to by the end of the summer, hopefully. If we get a good warm summer, we'll feed them to about that size. And then from now till about the end of June, we'll feed as much as we can, and we'll try to get them up to about 2 pounds. Hand me that fish. This is the size, optimal size we want. That's about a 2-pound fish. That's what we want to sell. Some get bigger, and we're working on different methods to keep from getting too big a fish. So that's a good, healthy 2-pound fish. All right. While we're here, let's show them some other fish that might. My daughter has a threadfin shad. That helps keep our water quality down from getting too much algae. They keep our ponds at a good level. They filter our water quality, and they're just a good natural fish for our ponds. A threadfin shad. All right. Other fish you might find, they wanted to show you. Show us what a brim looks like for kids that might not know what a brim. That's a fingerling. See if you can catch that brim.
What's a brim? Is it those long ones?
No.
There you go. Levi's got.
No. That's a shad.
Oh.
The brim.
Is that a brim? What is this?
This is a brim. This is other trash fish. Not really any quality to us, but they're good eating. But they get in our ponds. All right.
Daddy, what's this one?
And then sometimes naturally you'll see little pods, mounds around the edge of our banks. Just another place our ponds are just naturally good for the whole ecosystem. You just get all kind of wildlife. You might get to see a crawfish around their pond. Levi, show them what a student for the crawfish looks like. Some might not know it.
They look
Don't paint you.
They look
Yes.
some sort of like lobster, but smaller and smaller claws.
And they look like crabs.
What about this one, Daddy?
That's a tough one. We'll also have snakes and frogs and everything else around our ponds that are just good for the environment. Now let me show y'all when you're in the fish business, you know better than your employees. And I've got a really good staff here helping me today. Going to show you a little bit what we do. Hey guys, you'll be quiet a little bit. But I have a good team that helps me. We've gotten to the size that we have just about a full-time electrician and mechanic, and all he does is work on paddle wheels. So let me show you. We use this boom truck to work on because, hey Mike, if you'll show them what you do, hold up. And of course, metal and electricity is a dangerous job, and it's a 24/7 job for him. There's always something for him to do. He's getting one that's wore out, and he's going to take it to the shop and rebuild it. That's what he'll do.
Now, what are those paddle wheels for?
Paddle wheels are for aerating our fish to keep them alive at night when the oxygen dies off. We use a welder, electrician, a machinist, everything on a fish farm. There's plenty of job opportunities. We're looking for good young people, kids.
So as you can see, there's lots of technology and equipment that's necessary to run the catfish farm.
If you want to see what a running paddle wheel looks like, look down here, and that's what it does. It aerates, creates oxygen.
Now what you're seeing now is how we feed catfish. You might be able to see all the water that's splashing around. You'll see those are the catfish that are hungry and eating that food. See if you can see them. They're hungry. Now you see in this back area, that's another type of paddle wheel called a sidewinder. Sometimes they hook those up to the tractors, as you can see, to add even more oxygen to the water.
Show them that. Show them a tractor.
Yes, sir.
The tractor we use just for an emergency, like last week when the power went out, we have to have a certain amount of portable paddle wheels just in case we lose power, and they help us during the summer if we get too many fish in the pond. We have every fish farmer has a boat, either to treat ponds or get work on your buoys or anything. A boat's a necessity, and then you'll see our bush hog with our dual wheel tractor. The duals help us keep from falling in the pond if we hit a muskrat hole or get up too far of a steep lane. We find that duals are a necessity. And do y'all have any questions? That's the 101 of it. As quick as we can get through it.
Guys, that's been fantastic. So we do have a first question for y'all. This is from Noah Courtney's family. She's wondering, are catfish considered boys or girls?
They can be both. They can be both. We raise channel catfish here, and you have male or female. Though how we raise those fingerlings, if I can get a little bit more specific, is we have a farm in Mississippi, and they line cans aside of a pond, and they're called broodfish ponds. And then somebody goes and checks those cans and gets the eggs out and brings them to the hatchery, and pretty much kind of like an incubator, and we raise them there. And they start off at fry, and they get a little bigger, and then we bring them over here.
So we get them at the fingerling stage and not
at the fry or egg stage.
Uh-oh, Mary, I think we lost you on the audio.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm just going to show him the video real quick of the fingerlings at your farm. Okay. So we're going to show that.
Let's go back over there. Okay. Here.
All right, so that showed you a little bit about what size fingerlings are, or what size the fish are when they actually come to Luke and Lana's farm. So that was the fingerlings that they get that come to their farm. So they're not hatching the eggs there in Hale County, at least not at their farm. So we're going to move on to a few other questions for you guys, Luke and Lana. Someone's wondering, where do you get your fingerlings?
We get them from Mississippi Delta. We have several farmers. We use Harvest Select Farms, or recently I've been trying another fish, a hybrid from Jubilee Farms, but I've got them from, there's several great fingerling operations over there that we've used fish from over the years, but recently we've been using them from Harvest Select Farms.
Good deal. So next question, let's see. How many catfish are there? So like per pond, how many fish do you stock?
We'll stock around from 8,000 to 10,000 head. It just depends on what we raised the year before. And what I mean, every pond is different. You have to treat everything different. We used to do everything the same, and now things have just changed. That 20-acre pond right there probably has around 150,000 right now at 3/4 of a pound. And that 9-acre right there, we just got 90,000 out of it about 3 weeks ago.
Very cool. Oh, very cool to know about all those numbers because that's a lot of catfish. We've had a couple of people ask about their whiskers. So either if you know why they have whiskers, or if is that how they got their name?
I hope not. But let me get my scientific son. Son, come here. Why do they catfish have whiskers?
2 cents. Movement and any other stuff that moves.
And Levi actually has a neat little fact about catfish that we didn't know about. But what was that thing that you shared with us the other day?
They have taste buds all around their body.
How many?
1,000.
Over 100,000 taste buds all over their body. Unlike humans, where we just have taste buds in our mouth, catfish have them all over their body.
Yeah.
Why is that for, Levi?
Uh-oh, I think we lost you on the audio again.
Sorry, I keep muting my mic because we're having some feedback issues. So that's why I keep popping up and then you don't hear me, is because I keep forgetting to unmute the mic. Sorry, you guys. But I love knowing that about the taste buds on fish. That's very cool to know. We've got another question for you. Oh, also people who are saying way to go. They're loving y'all's kids being involved in this. So thanks to all of them, Levi, Everett, and Violet, for helping out. They're wondering, how do you get the big catfish out to sell them? So how are they caught and sold?
We have a big seine we hook behind the tractor, and it runs it off hydraulics, a reel, and they'll let it off. And then when they run out, they hook the tractor, and we'll have those boats, and they'll push. The seine will have a weight on the bottom to keep it dragging the bottom of the pond, and a top bond to keep it floating so it'll be stretched. And we'll pull it around like this, and then reel it in and put them in a sock. It just looks like a sock, and run them in there. It's very labor intensive, but we've got several good crews around here that do a good job.
We actually have video of that, I think, that Mary's going to share with y'all.
Yeah, we're going to share. That's going to be a nice little extra to have at the end once we answer just a few more questions. If you have other questions about catfish farming, please comment with those. Here's an interesting one from Meredith Tyson Neal and her son, Brian. He's wondering, do you have to go to college to farm catfish?
No, you don't. I did not go to college. I just went. I've done it with my dad. I'm just a second generation, working to pay off his farm, and I started right out of high school. I went for one semester in college and just started farming. I had a great neighbor that rented me his place, and that's how I got started. The only thing to be a catfish farmer is you have to be responsible and just take care of your crop.
All right. This one is a fun question too. They're wondering, have you ever sunk a tractor in a lake?
Yes, actually, about 2 years ago, my first tractor I ever bought, that 3130, the brakes went out and went complete. All you could see was the muffler one morning into the pond, and we had to rebuild it and drain the pond to get the fuel out. So it was very costly, but things happen. Accidents happen. Yes,
there's never a dull day on a farm. All right, so sorry. Just one last question for you, I think. So some folks are real familiar with going out and fishing for catfish, like in a river or something. So how is what you raise different than what you might get out of a river if you just are going catfish farming with your family?
Well, ours is obviously way better. It's just way better. Go go buy it from the grocery store. Leave those river fish alone. Ours is we feed a quality feed to it. It's a floating pellet feed, 32% protein. Uh, we flavor check ours, so if you're getting one out of the river, it might taste like sewage or it might taste like mud. Eat U.S. farm raised catfish out of the restaurant. Ask for U.S. farm raised. USDA approves of our fish and checks our fish. Ours is a great quality product.
You guys, this has been so very fun. I think people love watching it. They loved seeing the fish come up to get the food, and of course the involvement from your kids too. So thank y'all so much. You guys, everybody say thank you to Luke and Lana and their families. You can share that in the comments there. And we'll let y'all get back to all that fun homeschooling that you've got with those 5 kiddos and all the farm work too.
Thanks, Mary.
All right. Thank y'all so much. Okay, so that was Luke and Lana with their catfish farm, and we appreciate them so, so very much. We have a couple of extra fun little things for you guys. So sorry, I have lots of papers that I try to keep track of here, and sometimes they just fall and get away from me. But in the comments, you're going to see some fun activities that you can do with your family. So first of all, we have the coloring book page from the Alabama Farmers Federation, which is always fun. Oh, my bad. Here, that's how you can see that. You can print out this coloring book page and do that with your family. And then there's also a couple of other activities that you can do. I want to share those with you. The U.S. Catfish Institute has a whole coloring book that they have put together. And honestly, when I just looked through this coloring book, I learned a whole lot because each page has some little details about what's going on that page. So how, at different farms, farmers might collect the eggs and then take them to a hatchery. Just lots of very cool stuff. Then there's also the Alabama Ag Mag for catfish. So if you've heard some new terminology from Luke and Lana and you want to learn even more about it, you can look at that Ag Mag, read it as a family. Just download it as a PDF and then open it in Adobe Reader and you can print it out perfectly. If you try just clicking on the link, it may not work right. But there's also a catfish maze, which should be kind of fun. So all right, now is the real test here. I'm going to try one more thing for you guys that are still hanging with us because they obviously weren't catching catfish at the Smelleys today. But I want y'all to have a chance to see that. And hopefully the audio is going to work for this. We'll see if we can make everything work correctly. But we did a video a few years back of Farming Feeds Alabama. And I want you guys to just enjoy watching this video. Let me know in the comments if for some reason it's not playing quite right, if you don't mind, if you're not hearing the audio. And yeah, there we go. Okay, thank you guys for hanging with me, by the way, because I'm kind of producing this and trying to make sure everything is working all at once. Here is the video, all right? Ready? Go.
Well, our product is better than anybody else's because of the way we raise it, the way we feed it, and the way we control all the water.
We also feed our fish the best diet possible. We are very proud of our product and we want them held to the highest standards.
We're all for the
Well, y'all, I apologize that the audio didn't work on that, but hopefully you still enjoyed seeing some of the images that were in that video. If you want to hear the entire audio, you can just click the links that are in the comments. So very much apologize about the audio issues. We're all learning about technology, and I am certainly not the best at technology and all of the audio and everything. But there is a link to the Farming Feeds of Alabama video in the comments on this virtual field trip. And if you want to watch any of the other virtual field trips that we've done, you can find all of them online at alphafarmers.org/virtual-field-trip. So we tried to make it easy. We've done honeybees, we've done fruit and vegetables, beef cattle, and also peanuts and other row crops. So you can find lots of fun activities there, lots of fun videos. And thank you again to Luke and Lana and their entire family. This was a lot of fun to learn about catfish. We hope that you'll be back with us next week to watch. We will be in Shelby County, Alabama with Philip Hunter to visit his tree nursery. So thank you guys again. We'll see you next week.